Right, so I got the Mustang in the garage, just going to get an oil change, but I'm not going to show you that because it's an oil change. But I am going to show you how I'm going to extend the tailpipes. I had the exhaust put on this past spring. For some reason, the guys didn't extend the tailpipes out. So if you take a quick look here, you can see they're pretty much sticking out right here. And they need to come out past the pipe. Now I was thinking silver tip, something cool, but I think I'm going to go with the old school, just straight straight pipes coming out the back. So what I did is I went over to O'Reilly's, and they don't always have what I need, but sometimes they do. And these are different sizes, of course, because they didn't have two the same size. Diameters 2 1/4 inch. And so I've got them with the edges on. I've got clamps for them. Eventually I'll have them, once I'm happy with them, I'll have them welded on, but I don't do the welding. I'm gonna extend those on. Now that's too far, right? Yeah, I agree. But I'm gonna cut those. So what'll happen is these are gonna come out. That one's really long. They're gonna come out to just about the outside of here. In fact, you can see there's a little score mark right there. Just about that far. I'm gonna cut them off. I'm gonna polish the ends a little bit. And the stainless steel will polish up nicely, and we'll see if that looks good enough. Eventually I gotta paint this Valance, or just primer it. Eventually a new bumper. But so right now, I'm going to do the oil change, but after that I'm going to measure these off and measure these out and get them cut. And then I'll start polishing them up and get them clamped on. It probably won't be all done today, but that's where a good start is. More coming up. Just want to do another quick plug for OSHA tools. These magnetic holders are perfect. This is one of my wife's old baking pans, and they're magnetic. It holds them upright, keeps them from falling out. And you put them on this nice little tray and you slide it underneath the car and you're all set. They work really good. All right, so I told you I wasn't going to talk about the oil change, but I think I will for a second. Most people, when they're doing oil change, they just slap the new filter on. Now this is a Wix. These are performance filters. I just like them because I've seen the cutaway versions and they've got good filtering on them. You can see the oil's already dripped all the way out of the Mustang. And so one little tip when you're getting ready to put this in here and put the new filter back on is take out the rubber ring. And it's just a regular, just a thick rubber ring. And I always coat it with a little bit of oil, even the old oil. It's a little messy, but that helps get it sealed in when you put it back in here, and it helps seat it and get it sealed, a good seal when you screw it back onto the when you screw it back onto the oil pan or engine. So make sure it's in there, make sure it's smooth, no ripples. See, that's pretty smooth. And then you're ready to put it back on. But that little bit of oil helps to seal. It would eventually do it anyway, but this keeps you from worrying about whether you got a leak or not, and make sure you got it on tight enough. Now these are supposed to be hand tightened only, but I usually give it one extra twist with an oil filter wrench, just a little, just to make it a little snug. So there's a little quick tip for when you're doing an oil change. So I've got the oil change done, and I'm trying to determine how far out I want these to stick. And of course, this is way too far, and even the shorter one is still way too far. But I'm trying to figure out, do I need them cut off right at the valance? That'd be in here? Probably. Okay, I want them sticking out this far. That might be too far. I don't know, this might take more thought. I might be able to get this done today. Put some more thought into it. Because that's quite a ways out. That's the bumper that's too far out. But if I do it, of course this is not all that dependable. Yeah, I don't think I want to stick in too far. So what I'll probably do, come out just past the valance here, and that's this part of the valance. I'll come out just about that far. See this one. Well, there probably will be just a little bit off, but I think that'll be good. Clear it out from underneath because you can see that was really short back in here. I mean, that's short. That's quite a bit. That's that much still underneath, about the size of a Sharpie. So if I cut this right about there, that should stick them out right like I want it. Now the key here is getting a nice straight cut. That could be hard to do. But I got a vise. I'll stick in the vise. And I think I'll take a Dremel to it. And we'll see if we can get it to come out straight. This is freehand for now. But once I have it in the vise, there's no way to screw that up. Famous last words. Yes, I'm sure someone has a good pipe cutter somewhere, but I don't. And this is it. Okay, it's not as smooth as I want it, but we've got a grinder. We'll take it down and touch it up. I'll go ahead and cut the other one. It's not all that smooth, a little uneven, but I've got grinders that'll grind that down extra. Break. So what I like about this part of the Dremel, maybe, these are just snap and release, so they break all the time, especially if you're putting too much pressure on them. There you go. And the cool thing is they'll snap right back on, and it's spring tension, so it'll hold them right in place. Called easy lock. Of course, they are easy. Tickle pin, but easy lock. That one came out a little, not quite as straight as the other one, but we'll get that cut down just a little bit, just on the edge here. And we'll be good to go. Okay, so I'm going to use a few stones to polish it, or just to cut it. These are grinding stones. Either they're cut off, so they stick out about that much. I think they're going to look awesome. Now I just got to clamp them down, and we'll roll this out of here today. Okay, so here's the final product. I've decided I'm going to get chrome tips. My neighbor talked me into chrome tips on the ends because they're not exactly 100% even, but I think it's going to make the Mustang look tough. You can see the clamps down below there, but they'll be welded. I just want to see if I like them, if I need to adjust them, and then I'll take them down and have some guys weld them for me. I don't do welding, so. Okay. Get this one up.